Hello, what's going on, guys? Hockey Guy 1 here. Welcome to my review of Madagascar Escape to Africa. So Madagascar Escape to Africa is directed by Tom McGrath and Eric Darnell and stars Ben Stiller, Chris Rock, David Schwimmer, Jada Pinkett Smith, Sacha Baron Cohen, Cedric the Entertainer, Andy Richter, Bernie Mac, Sherry Shepard, Alec Baldwin. So the story is all the animals: Marty, Alex, Melman, Gloria, King Julien, and the penguins and the chimps all get on a plane and that goes straight back to New York, but it ends up crash landing in the middle of Africa, and the entire time they have to find a way to rebuild the plane and end up having to go so they can be flyable again to go back to New York. So yeah, I think the story is done very well, and it's very coherent, and you can follow the story well, and it's done very well for sure. Like I said, and I think that it is a good way to continue the story of them trying to get back to New York, and it is a good continuation of the franchise. And Alex himself, I think, definitely has the best character development throughout the film. Like you can see as a little kid, and his backstory is very sad, and he also develops well with his father's Zumba throughout the film, and and his bond with him is done well. Like the father-son relationship with them, I think is done perfectly, honestly. And yeah, so I also think Melman's character is developed even more in this one. Like I kind of like how they focus on all four of them equally here. Like Melman gets a lot more attention here than he did it in the original. Like they kind of show him as a doctor, and he thinks he's gonna get sick, because that's what he said. But then they also have like a relationship with Gloria. Gloria is actually focused on a lot here, and it's a good relationship to show. It does show Melman has feelings for her, and Gloria ends up doing the right thing by picking him over Moto. And it's a really good relationship to show, and you can feel for these characters. And Marty just wants to be unique. He has his good development like that, and he doesn't really feel that unique when he meets all those other zebras who can do all the same things as him. But Alex ends up pointing out differences between them, and which gives a great development for him, and he's done really well. King Julien is more of a comic relief rather than just having development. This one, which I think he works fine, is that he doesn't really need to have a big role for this film, and I think it's fine with that he didn't have a big role. He didn't really need one. He's kind of perfect for that comic relief role in this movie, and it's done well. And the penguins have a big role, much bigger role in this film. Actually, they're much more than comic relief this time. They have to fix the plane, and it kind of shows off more on how smart they are, and what they do as a team. I mean, they did kind of show it in the original by having them hijack a boat, but here I think they showed off more, and kind of shows it more. As well as the chimps themselves, like they have more character than just comic relief than what they had in the original. Like it did kind of make it with Skipper and all the penguins and help them out recruiting a lot of other chimps. And I think it's a good good character development for them. I'm glad they kind of focused on these characters more, because they're good. Unlike things like the Minions, it's fine if they focus on them more. Voice acting from Ben Stiller, Chris Rock, David Schwimmer, Jada Pinkett Smith are great as they were in the original. No, but there are also new ones that are good, like Bernie Mac. Let's rest in peace, because he actually died during the production, immediately after, not long after finishing his lines. And Alec Baldwin did great as well. And I do think it's a good send-off for Bernie Mac. And with his voice acting performance. And yeah, Alec Baldwin isn't really the best actor, but I thought he was fine in this movie. And the animation is just fantastic. Like, whenever they show any of the animals, like the lions, giraffes, zebras, hippos, just any of the animals, it just looks fantastic and really impressive as well. And as well as the background designs are the most impressive to me. Like it looks a lot like how you'd expect that Mount Kilimanjaro's area to look like the volcano itself. Mount Kilimanjaro looks really great. As well as all the trees and the grasslands in between it. It's all done very well. And the animators definitely looks like they took a lot of time into making this look the best they can. And it does look really great. And the soundtrack is really amazing. Like, I Like to Move It is back, and it kind of shows it at the beginning with their four main characters singing it. And it's just as good in this movie as it was in the original. It's just such a really catchy song, and it's great. And the song at the beginning that plays when it shows Alex getting taken away is really a great song that fits the moment. And honestly, every song that's played in here it's very catchy and fits the moment it does. With that said, I do have a few negatives. Like Makanga, I do feel like is a bad villain. Like, I wish they kind of did more with his character. He does kind of remind me of Scar, as he does kind of want to rise to the top and become the alpha lion. And he's just not really that much special to me. I wish they could have done more with his character and actually kind of develop him and at least explain why he doesn't really like Zuba. But unfortunately, they didn't really do much with his character and ended up being kind of a bland villain. And I do kind of feel like there are too many subplots in this film. Like, I'm fine with all the main character subplots, because that makes sense. They're kind of, that's just to flesh out all four of our main characters. But do they really need the subplot of the humans trying to survive out there? Like, I feel like that was an unnecessary subplot and doesn't really move the story along very well. It's just completely different, but it kind of messes with the pacing of it, and I feel like it was just unnecessary. Yeah, the jokes are pretty hit or miss. Like, some hit, don't. There are many that missed, though, so it's just very mixed, and yeah. So overall, Madagascar Escape to Africa is a good sequel, but not as good as the original. So I'm going to give Madagascar Escape to Africa a 7.5 out of 10. That was my review of Madagascar Escape to Africa. What are your thoughts on Madagascar Escape to Africa? Tell me in the comments below, and I'd like to thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you next time. Bye.